Very good yourself.
All right. How many sessions does this make for you today?
This is my fifth. Today it's only one. No, it's yeah. We had the dry run, but total it's been my fifth this week. So
fifth this week. Wow.
yeah.
So you truly are running the marathon. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a local fan, honestly. So I think I have the privilege to be sharing my experience. So I love it.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I know you have some great content for the audience on a look at the future of pharma. So I'll go ahead. I'll turn it over to you and let you deliver your slides.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Eric. So first, a little about myself. So I have the privilege to found Solution Metrics a little more than 15 years ago, and I'll present the business a little, and today we'll speak about our experience in the pharma industry. It's the digital transformation and the acceleration of the digital adoption is phenomenal in the pharma industry, and we're aligned that with what the low code can provide as well as a platform. So the agenda is I'll present myself. I'm going to speak about the industry, what happened during the pandemic. We'll go into the digital opportunities in the pharma industry, then the pharma CRM capabilities, and how we align that with the low code, and we'll complete with a Q&A session. So I presented briefly myself. I'm CRM by nature, so I graduated as an engineer, technical background. Rapidly after graduating, went into the business. So I'm a business geek, passionate about customer relationship and efficiency. It's all about, and the reason why I founded Solution Metrics is there's a gap between, and we still believe there's a gap between what technology can provide and how business are leveraging it. So it's all about contributing to the success of our customer by supporting them, consulting them, best practices around how to achieve your full potential as a business and how to achieve the overarching goals of customer relationship management. And I'm a fan of Creatio because we can do that now very simply. Okay, it's not simplistic as realization, but the hurdles that we used to see 10, 15 years ago are not there anymore. So Solution Metrics, 20 years of experience. We're a little more than 60 now. We have offices in, I'm based in Canada. I'm talking to you from the beautiful city of Montreal. We have an office in Toronto. We also have an office now in Mexico, in Guadalajara. We've done over 200 implementation on different customers in various industry. Pharma is definitely one of our big industry. And where Solution Metrics is a business consulting firm that works in technology. It's not a typical IT firm. So that's the premise of the business. We're there to achieve ROI. We're not there to only configure systems. So that's the premise of the business. So we can fill the gap, like I said earlier, the reason of the business. So let's jump to the main subject here. The world is changing. We know it in pharma, in all industries. So, and couple things in the pharma. So, a couple trends that are very, very important, and that pharma businesses need to adapt very rapidly. So, first trend is 53% of the U.S. physician, and it's a diplomatic way to see, don't want to see rep. Okay, they're better productivity time for them than seeing pharma reps in their office educating or pitching their product. So that is a trend, and it's a trend that will increase as well. So less and less it will be easy to meet with doctor and healthcare professional, physicians, nurse practitioner. It will be more and more difficult. So that's a very important trend. Second is we have a new generation of doctors. So the way we used to engage with doctors 10, 12, 15 years ago is changing as well. So it opened the door for new ways of engaging with healthcare professional. The third trend is digital conversation. So there's been lots of regulation, confidentiality, privacy in ways of communicating digitally with your with the healthcare professional. So we've seen the rule being changing in various countries where you can actually, because in some country you couldn't even email your doctor, or you email the clinic, but there was some relationship that was difficult to have in a digital way. This is transforming as well. So the trend is more and more digital conversation. Fourth trend is the the doctors and the healthcare professional, the physicians, are more and more reluctant into being recommended what to prescribe. Okay, so the scrutiny of pharmaceutical product is at the all-time high. Okay, so that's another trend. So doctors are more difficult to influence. I don't want to say convince, because pharma company are not selling, they educating their healthcare professional about a product. But if you put those four trends together, that in the pandemic, what happened? Those changed. So those trends just accelerated. The pandemic just made like a 5-year leaps in terms of transformational ways of doing business. So those are very important trends and a premise to what we'll be speaking next. So couple industry stats on the pharma side. So there's less reps that pharma are using to actually do traditional visit to the doctor and selling in the traditional way. So there was more rep in 2005 there is sales rep today in the pharma industry. So that's another key stat. So it's an indicator that the trends we just spoke about, that the market is reacting to it. And another very, very important industry stat, and this one is going high as well, is doctors and physicians are spending more and more time in learning and reading online and digital material. We've seen some of our customers, for example, creating a portal where doctor can go, you can see some clinical stats, clinical study, and there's a different ways of engaging with physicians. So very important stats that reflect how the pharma industry is going through a transformation. So the key transformation that we're speaking about, so activities between rep and healthcare professional. So the traditional face-to-face is transforming. Honestly, it's and during the pandemic, what happened is, as we know, the healthcare worker are official champions and superheroes. It was not a good time to go and speak with them for pharma. Some, yes, if it was COVID related, but we had companies, I'd say we as us supporting pharma companies, we had to be creative in new ways of keeping the relationship and the engagement with the healthcare professional in a remote way where we could not visit them. So the on-demand interaction are really taking the lead in terms of how we engage with the healthcare professionals. So that we see a transformation from a traditional ways to doing things into a digital way of doing things. You could say, like in every industry, and you're absolutely right, it's just the relationship with the healthcare professional, physician, doctor, and nurse practitioner, for example, was really based on how the personal relation one-on-one that the rep and the physician had. So this is transforming into a digital way. So, and also we have more and more, another key transformation in the pharma is the remote healthcare. So we have lots of telemedicine. I think we're going to speak, we're speaking about that today, but we have doctors, for example, that you can have a session with the doctor today, and your doctor will be, somewhere on the globe, and be working and be super efficient as well as it. So you don't have, so this is also a trend that support this transformation. So those are the areas where it create lots of opportunities. So first, we've seen that in the consumer side, the omni-channel communication. You want to be able to engage with the doctor or the physician in various ways, not only the traditional ways, like phone or having calls and going at the location where the physician and track the physician, because the Tuesdays in the clinic and then the Wednesday is that. So it's becoming very, very difficult first, and the time compression. So people want to be more efficient. So is the healthcare professional. So the omni-channel communication, it's a great opportunity. And like we discussed earlier, there's a new generation of physicians that arrived. So it's a big opportunity to communicate through omni-channel. Data-driven insight as well. So, and in pharma, there's lots of data. So with all our customers, they have a lot of data. So communicate to, so change the way we communicate and as well transform the data into information that's, and we're going to talk about AI today, but have really relevant data as well. And real-time responsiveness as well. So the be there for your physician when they are requesting you. So where there's real-time engagement as well. And so I have a question here in this chat: is Creatio a good BI platform? So the answer is, it's not a, Creatio is not a pure BI like you will see other products say we're a BI platform. That says why the business intelligence is great in Creatio, because you have first, and I know you probably seen it. It's there's been many days of low code, but the platform itself make the information so intelligent that on the business side, it's really a business intelligence driven KPI. When you couple that with the AI capabilities and the machine learning of Creatio, it makes it a really good BI solution, even if it's not a pure BI platform like you will see other product branding themselves at. So just to complete on the patient, healthcare professional, and stakeholder system, so the chain is also different. So doctor, the way they engage with their patient is also different, and the way they're supported as well in the pharma industry. So the wholesaler, the different pharmacies they're dealing with. So the whole ecosystem is changing, not only the pharma to doctor or pharma to hospital, but the clinical way of engaging with organization like the hospitals, for example, is transforming as well. So the whole ecosystem is going through a digitalization. So and some cloud initiative, and I'm mentioning it because we're working with lots of EMR, electronic medical record system, and even those regulation is still super severe in terms of privacy, confidentiality, but there's some opening in there where the consultation data and the patient data stays where it needs to be. But how can we leverage the rest on a clinical side so we can contribute to both the patient and the healthcare professional with data-driven insights? So this is transforming as well. So I need to go quick. So some pharma CRM capabilities. So we're talking here CRM, and CRM is transforming. So if you don't know it, you should by now. But Creatio is a low-code CRM platform. So it's the best of both worlds. So I have my CRM where I can manage my customer relationship, and also have the local platform that supports it, meaning that in order to better serve my customer or better interact with my physician in the pharma or any healthcare professional, I have the ability with the local platform to react, adapt, be different, do some, I call it some initiative very, very rapidly and quickly as well. So we know the known pains for rep in, and I think I spoke about it already, but in the pharma, so the 360-degree profile. So pharma, the data comes from a lot of places, right? So I have my visit, I have my sales. My sales could come from the ERP, they could come from the wholesaler, the distributor, so the pharmacist, so there's a lot of data that needs to be reconciled under the umbrella. So the 360-degree view of a customer, of the different stakeholder you're speaking with, is very important, very easy to do with a local platform. So we know sales, and I consider myself and Eric as well, probably they're a salesperson. We hate data entry, and we're not good at it. We're not good data clerk. So it's data entry clerk, where it's so things like dictation and recognition of GPS tracking and easy mobile data entry is something that Creatio does. So the known pains as well. Calendar management is complicated. So like I mentioned, the healthcare professional, he moves from place to another, and also some having KPI, very important KPI real time in your application. So those are some known pains for the executive. So territory alignment is difficult. It's not something easy to necessarily to manage without a great platform. The CME, so that's another, the continuous medical education, how to best leverage them. So that's another known pain. So and the push quick initiative, something executive would like to do. So the CRM in 2020, way more than just a Rolodex. So it's becoming a tool to help me be better in my role. So that's we talked about it earlier. Fill the gap. So the technology is there. We have AI, we have machine learning, we have a lot of technology to support and help us. So we're not actually using CRM to data enter or doing some data entry. So I'm going to skip this one because it's I talk about territory management. So we understand as well, and that's something great that Creatio is doing with the local platform, and that's a trend as well, to bring and connect all the data. It could be, so we have IQVIA, who's a big player selling data. We have the big three, we call them, so AmeriSource, Bergen, the McKesson, the Cardinal Health, so your big wholesaler, the Nielsen data for the market data, the POS data, so we can bring all that into CRM to actually make a great 360-degree profile, and then leverage that on AI and machine learning in order to give you stats. So there's a lot of money is going to be spent on AI. So 354 billion by 2030. So $1 billion by 2030. So it's a big amount. It's not something we're looking at. So AI is happening. So I say to my customer, and I'm saying that very humbly, but if you haven't started investing somehow in AI, you're behind. So we can help you with Creatio. So Eric, do we have time for question? Or I know I'm 2 minutes.
I think we're a little behind schedule.
Okay.
But let me just see. Maybe we'll squeeze one in here real quick. So based on your experience, Seb, do you see pharma as more advanced or a laggard in terms of digital transformation?
So pharma are definitely visionary people. People working in the pharma industry are technology savvy, educated people in average. Now that says, the data piece is so complex that it makes them a little lagger and a little behind in terms of what they could be leveraging of a local platform like Creatio.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And you throw compliance and regulatory issues in there, and the fear. That's cause for any organization to kind of take pause on technology. So Excellent. All right. Well, Sebastian, thank you as always. You were a true marathoner here with your fifth presentation, and we're looking forward to your sixth on our next session.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eric. Thank you.
Thanks.